Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, anything I say is alleged and in my very, very personal opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal. The Copyright Act of 1976 is in the description box. Some meat and potatoes, some housekeeping items. It is free to follow me. Free to follow me on this channel, Anonymous Tea. Free to follow me on my other channel, Anonymous Tea Podcast. There is new content over there. Follow me on the Tickety Talk at Anonymous Tea Podcast. Free to follow me on the Instagram. On the Instagram is at Anonymous Reality Tea. Free to share everywhere. Free to like the video so it gets out to the algorithm. Free to share with your family, your friends, and your foes, and coming or going, hit the like button. So today we are talking Big Brother 27, season 27, episode 1. And can I say I was right? Can I say I was right, you guys? Remember I did the video and I was like, I think all the clues are pointing to Rachel Reilly being the secret house guest. Listen, I know I'm not the bigger channels, I'm not the bigger platforms, and everything else, but I told y'all Rachel Reilly was a secret house guest, y'all. I told you. Now, how was the premiere? So, I love the BB house. They do their usual, the introductions of all of the house guests. I do not know everybody's names yet. I like the one girl, Morgan. I'm going to call her Alicia Keys. And I like the attorney. And I like the, I'm trying to think of who I like. I don't know who else I like yet. But those off of the top is who I can recall. They had some snacks, refreshments for the cast as they were introducing everybody. We've got gamers, we got attorneys, we got ranchers, we got somebody who's unemployed, we got somebody who is a former baseball player. We've got a round set of individuals. It looks like they really wanted to go a lot younger this year. And the oldest, really, it seems like, is the black man who is 50 years old and everything else, who is a veteran and has daughters and does like a sports podcast or whatever else in Charlotte, North Carolina. But yeah, so the episode was a lot of twists and a lot of turns. Basically, they are kind of doing a new adaptation of AI Arena, it sounds like. But before we even get to that point, they had 2 games that the house guests had to play. Basically saying, hey, the game is on pause. Julie's been kidnapped, you got to figure out what happened to her. One of the games is you have to basically build a bridge over some lava utilizing puzzles. And then you have to listen to each door for clues on what Julie had on for the premiere to try to get her out to help her escape. And whoever wins that wins a special power. So Zach, I believe is his name. I thought he was going to win this challenge. However, no, he did win the challenge. I'm sorry. Aiden was coming up on Zach during this challenge, and I thought he was going to snatch it away. But Zach basically said, listen, you've already done the legwork and tech. I don't know if Zach peeped that Aiden had copied his puzzle. So he already saw that there was 2 floors for you to listen to the clues about Julie and what she had on. And he was like, well, since you already took downstairs, let me take upstairs. And if this is the right one, let me do this. And so he ended up winning that piece of the challenge. There was another challenge, in which this is a missing HOH relic. That was this whole theme this season is giving me Indiana Jones. It is giving me Indiana Jones, and I'm the Nickelodeon show that is escaping me right now. But it's giving Indiana Jones and Tomb Raider, and the Nickelodeon kids show, the little reality show where it's like tombs and keys and relics and all that stuff and mysteries. I'll know it, or you'll tell me in the comments. I know you'll all tell me, but off the dome, I can't think of it. But The other challenge was the other 8 house guests had to find the missing relic, and the lights went out and da-da-da-da-da. So they had this other challenge, and there were these jewels on the relics, and there were keys that were in different formations and different symbols. And so you had to find the correct colors in the correct orders of the jewels that had to match what the missing relic looked like, based off of the clues that were provided. However, if you did not get it correctly, that they dropped you. That was actually funny. I don't know how far these people fell, but if they they had to go upstairs to submit everything, and when they went upstairs to submit everything, if they were wrong, it just dropped them. It just dropped them. They were eliminated. So it got back down to the lawyer and the gentleman. I don't know his name. I just know that he used to work for the government. He used to work for the government, and his contract was terminated. And he was the one that ended up going up before the lawyer did, and he was correct. So he won the other prize. So they all gather back around at, the main sitting area, the main living area, to go back to look at Julie. And Julie tells Zach that he has won $10,000. And Zach was like, all right, tell me that I won HOH, or tell it. She was like, not so fast. No, I feel like in challenges like these, it's the first night, it's the first day. Give me safety for the week. Give me safety for the week. Don't do what y'all did to Chelsea and Cedric last season, where they were already, they had already lost privileges in the game. No. If I want something, give me something I can use. Give me, because $10,000, if I'm supposed to be here for the next 3 months, that's all well and good, but I can't do nothing with $10,000 right now. I'm here to win this $750K. So give me safety this first week so I can navigate around the house and make some alliances, and I don't got to be stressed out and worried about being on the block or being backdoored or none of that, right? So Zach's got the 10K. The gentleman, the political strategist or whatever else, he is a federal worker. I can't think of his name right now. But he has the right to choose 4 people to compete in the HOH competition. And this is so messy. This is absolutely messy. So he then chooses himself, and then he says he's going to interview the rest of the house, and nobody wanted to play in this HOH. Nobody wants to be the first HOH, because 9 times out of 10, you're going to promise safety to everybody, you're going to try to do all this stuff and do too much, and sometimes it does not work out for you long term, because you're not really into the game yet. You don't know what's happening. This is just the first HOH to kind of get your feet wet and see how this is going to go. So, nonetheless, the federal worker, federal government contractor, whoever, he chooses the guy that's unemployed, he chooses the lawyer, and he chooses Aiden, right? And so looking at the competition, they have to balance on 3 different levels, these little weights that look like grenades, and they have to balance it for 10 seconds, and then they have to then push down this button that they have to make sure that everything still stays balanced for the 10 seconds. And so I'm looking at this and I'm like, I think Aiden's got this. And then at the last moment, he did not have it. It didn't seem like the lawyer was doing too well, but she said that she was trying to throw the HOH. She just basically was trying to show that she could be a competitor, that she could be a team player and everything else. However, she had no intentions of winning. Then the unemployed man, I think his name is Victor, he said that, he was actually doing really well in the game. And it got to a point where it really was just a competition between him versus Aiden. And so I thought Aiden had a really good shot at this, but then I kept looking back at Victor, and I was like, I think Victor's going to take this, because all he really has to do is just get this last piece balanced for this last level, and he's Gucci. So he ended up doing that. He still had to press down to make sure for 10 seconds that everything stayed balanced, and then he is HOH. So what happens is they all gather back, And Julie's like, listen, looky here, like, you know, you're HOH, but they also have this other guy, right? This other guy that he's talking like it's Scary Movie, and it's given Jigsaw in the face mask that they're wearing. However, the only critique I would say was that I could not hear him as well, even with the closed captioning and everything else, because of all of like the deep voice, the voice box change and all of that. Like, I feel like just talk it to me like I'm a 5-year-old on what we need to do and what is going on. I felt like they were trying to talk so advanced and it was unnecessary. But I think a part of it was just his voice was just not voicing for me. So they said that there's going to be more twists and more turns, that you might have defeated this in one HOH, but I'm still going to be adding stuff. So that is when the mystery house guest comes out, and the mystery guest is none other than Rachel Reilly. And so she's like, I'm back. She's like, I'm black. And it's funny to me because everybody is standing her. Everybody is standing her, and because a lot of these people are super fans, so a lot of these people they're like, oh my gosh, it's Rachel Reilly, let's bow down, let's give her a round of applause. And I'm like the federal employee here. I'm like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Do you know how big of a threat she is? She is about to be a 2-time winner, and you're doing all this foolishness, talking about some bow down to her. No. See, and this is where Big Brother went wrong. Why couldn't we have done a winter season or another second chances season or something along those lines? I was happy with the cast that y'all had, but I felt like they felt that they needed to add something additional, and here comes Rachel Reilly, right? And I don't know how this is going to go because she was early in elimination on Traitors. So I don't know if they're going to be thinking the same thing, that we might need to just get her up out of here early, right? So then they all sit back down to try to introduce themselves, right? And then the screen comes back on at the living area, the common area, and they're like, so enough with the introductions. We need to tell you another twist. There's a couple of twists, right? The first twist is, like I said earlier in the video, that they are continuing the AI arena. However, they're calling it the blockbuster or whatever. So basically, whoever's HOH still has to do 3 nominations for the block. And then on eviction night, somebody will come off the block. So, and it'll be 90-minute episodes and everything else. And you can still compete, obviously, for the power veto and everything else. Either take yourself off or somebody can, help. And that's where it gets messy, right? So that happens. And then they're like, yeah, so there's an accomplice. There's an accomplice amongst y'all. There officially is not 17 house guests yet. There is somebody who has been helping out the ops, has been helping out the other side, y'all. No, what? Has been turning out the lights, has been doing all of this and all of that, and everybody's looking at each other like who did this, who did that, who did what, right? And you got to figure it out within a certain amount of time who did this, or it is going to be 17 of y'all up in there. I don't think it's Rachel, because Rachel literally just came there, so I don't think it's her. But that would be very interesting to spend all this time casting somebody, and they're going to come in as an accomplice, and if you figure out who the accomplice is, they're about to be eliminated. What? So you're not even going to make it through the night. You are not going to make it through the night. But here is my issue, Big Brother. Here's my issue, Big Brother. You actually have what looks to be a decent cast. You have what looks to be like an awesome house. We're doing bunk beds for the first time since several seasons ago, since I think season 1 or whatever it was. Like, why are we suffering all of these days without no freaking live feeds? So live feeds are not slated to come on until 12:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, y'all. No! Did you know we got to work tomorrow? We got work in the morning. So how is this supposed to look? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. We were supposed to be all in on the live feeds this weekend. We were supposed to see who is one power of veto yesterday. We are several days behind. We don't know what alliances are happening. We don't know if there are any potential showmances that are going on, because there's at least 5 or 6 people in there that are looking like a showmance is about to go down. So it's like, this disconnect. So nonetheless, that is it, and that is all for this video. Let me know your thoughts. Did you guys turn into the Big Brother 27 premiere? What did you think of the premiere? What did you think of the twist? What do you think of the house? What do you think of the house guests? What do you think of Rachel Reilly being the secret mystery, even though it wasn't much of a mystery, 17th house guest? Quote unquote 17th house guest, because it all depends upon if they figure out who the accomplice is. So there is that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.